Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Smoke Sesh. Um, yeah, that's it. You found us. We're here. It's highly motivated. My voice is going to be pretty rough throughout this entire thing because yesterday was Dab Day. Dab Day is an event in Jacksonville which has become a staple. It has become one of those things that the area looks forward to year after year. And every single year, Dab Day, or the guys who put on Dab Day in the Halloween edition in Jacksonville, every year it keeps getting better. Every year they keep adding a little bit more to the exciting venue that they've already put together. Great place that it went down at. It was the Glass Factory in Jacksonville. Just an awesome venue that does other events over there, but definitely a perfect place for Dab Day. So I was there with Goldflower over the weekend, and Goldflower put together probably one of the bougiest haunted lounges. So it was a consumption lounge, but it was a like a haunted event. So it was a haunted house, a haunted lounge in a consumption Dab Day event. Absolutely wild, super fantastic, lots of fun. So that's why the voice is gone, and that's why I'm going to be a little rough on today's show. Actually, right before the show, I just woke up. I fell asleep like an hour and a half ago. Just got home after a long day of running around, picking things up, doing chores, and then got back to the house just exhausted from yesterday because I didn't end up getting home till very late. Maybe like between 1 and 2-ish, I rolled in. And I had been going nonstop since like 10 o'clock in the morning. So, and even the day before that as well. So Friday and Saturday were just chock-a-block, super busy, crazy, emotional and physical draining in so many ways, especially when you're dealing with thousands of people. And Saturday, the haunted house, haunted lounge of Goldflower, Goldflower Cannabis over there promoting and sponsoring that. They saw thousands of people going through those doors. It was amazing. So many people got scared. I was dressed up as a zombie. Best looking zombie I think I've ever been. I mean, flesh falling off my body and spitting out blood throughout the day. Or throughout the night. It was gross. I even grossed myself out a couple times. But that's what happened this week, and that's what's going on. So I'm moving a little slow. I don't have all the energy I normally have. I mean, it seems like I do, but I woke up maybe 20 minutes ago, and I sit up and I'm like, oh, I got my show at 8 o'clock. I got to get up. I'm shaking off the cobwebs of being tired. Couldn't shake them off. I stood up. I'm walking around. I'm like a zombie. I walked in the walls. I'm like, what's going on with me? I have no energy. So on tonight's show, to give myself a little bit of energy, we're going to try out some Halloween chocolate. One we're going to try out, they're all going to be Kit Kats. So 3 different variations of Kit Kat. Now, the only one I couldn't find was the Witch's Brew. It's a green Kit Kat. It's my favorite one. It's the most delicious. I don't know what they do to it. It's green. It's delicious. It's the Witch's Brew by Kit Kat. But what I did find was, hey, howdy. What I did find was Ghost Toast. So I'm going to be trying out some Ghost Toast. Also, I'm going to try out some, what is this one? I don't know what this one is. There's Ghost Toast. There's Breaking Bones. So Breaking Bones Kit Kat, Ghost Toast Kit Kat, and then the regular Kit Kat. We're going to try all 3. I'm going to tell you what I think about them. Each one. Individually, I'm just gonna eat some candy. I'm just using this as an excuse so I can eat chocolate on the show. And tonight it's Sunday night. It's a smoke sesh. That's all this is. This is a get together for all of us so we can smoky tokey. We can end the week and start the week at the same time in the right way. So that's what I'm throwing out there. I'm about to brew some sativa tea with chamomile and hibiscus. I am jealous. I am jealous you're about to brew some incredible tea. What sativa, may I ask, that you're using to brew the tea with? And I'll tell you, using a sativa to brew tea is amazing. Remember, sativas are vasodilators. They open up the blood vessels, they open up those receptors, and they really get things moving throughout the body. And when you're making a tea, if you can keep that temperature at or below 250 degrees, now your body is going to get a chance to do a live decarboxylation. Remember, cannabis starts to change, starts to decarboxylate at 250 degrees. So keeping that tea right there or below, you're going to be getting some of those early cannabinoids. We're talking CBG A in her acidic form, but that will dissipate very quickly the higher the heat goes in the tea. The orange bowl. Wow, what that's going to do for your tea? If you've got the Orange Bowl, which is a beautiful sativa, part of Goldflower's Heisman line, Heisman 34, Ricky Williams, he has got his own line of cannabis at Goldflower. And one of the strains, I call it a stinky orange. I call it a uber stinky, woo, I love the stink though, a cheesy stink orange. It's an orange, but with such a funkiness to it. It's delicious. It's gorgeous. If that's what you're making the tea out of, wow. Wow. Put a little lemon in there. That's going to activate some of the limonene. But other than that, a little bit of honey, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's going to be an exciting tea. Look at it. 6.5 minutes in, I still haven't lit anything up. Tonight, I'm smoking something from somewhere else because I couldn't make it to the Goldflower. I should have planned ahead, but I've been busy all weekend, running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Plus, they don't deliver on the weekends. So there I go. That's what I get. Well, they do, but not certain territories. But what I have is a little sativa or a hybrid leaning sativa. I think this one's called Tiger's Eye. So I'm smoking a little bit of Tiger's Eye. I can use a little bit of Tiger's Eye right now. Ricky is an amazing dude, isn't he? You know, one of the things that Ricky is doing with his wife, and I wanted to mention it because I thought it was amazing. One of the things he's doing is he's with his wife. They've created like they grow natural flowers that they dry and add into pre-rolls. So things like hibiscus, there's mints and lavenders that you can add to raw cannabis. Now, in Europe, they like to add tobacco. In Europe, it's a big deal to add tobacco to your cannabis. And I remember years ago, I tried it. I didn't like it. I feel like it's a travesty to add tobacco to your cannabis. Why would you do that? That's a terrible thing to do. But they do it to extend it because they don't get to find as much weed. They don't have as much raw cannabis as they would like. So they mix the nicotine feeling with the cannabis feeling, extending the cannabis, enhancing the cannabis, if even just for a few moments. Let me get this lit up and we'll continue talking. So I rolled the Tiger's Eye in a French white paper. So as you see, it's a nice French white. This is like a 0.5 gram joint, maybe 3/4 of a gram, not quite a full gram. And I only rolled it small because I have like no flour on my rec. Here in Florida, in the medical program, you know, everybody's got to be in the medical program until it goes recreational. And even then, I'm going to stay on the medical program. I mean, sure, I might try and buy recreational weed every so often if I run out of my recommendation. My recommendation is what the doctor gives me. The doctor gives me a rec every 70 days. And with that, I'm allowed to go purchase. So the way the state controls my amount. So I get like 5 ounces a month. Or every 36 rolling days, I get the ability to buy 5 ounces. But I never get to purchase that. Today, very excited. I knew I had flour available because I haven't had it available for a couple of days. I went in to a dispensary today. I was so excited. I'm like, okay, I want 1/8 of that. I want 1/8 of this. And I want 1/8 of that. And they looked at me and they're like, no, you can have 1/8 and that's it. And you don't even have enough to get a pre-roll after that. Like, what are you talking about? I mean, it says I've got like 4.5 ounces left. No, you have 4.5 ounces left, but you can only purchase 1/8. I was like, what? This is ridiculous. Like, but tomorrow you can get 2. That's tomorrow. That's a whole nother day away. So, I mean, immediately, I'm not going to tell you who this is from. It's a lot harsher than what I'm used to smoking. What I'm used to smoking is gold flower. Gold flower is delicious. Gold flower is smooth. I find that even going through an entire joint of gold flower's cannabis, I don't really cough. I may cough once or twice, but that's about it. Everybody else's weed that I smoke, I cough. I mean, coughing is good. You want to cough as an expectorant and move things out of your lung. But if you find yourself coughing the whole way throughout a joint, well, that's not enjoyable. And that's usually happening because it has not been dried or cured properly, or they have not flushed the plant of all the fertilizers and pesticides and chemicals they were using during the growing process. That's usually why I cough. Or maybe something goes down my throat. Or it's just a really strong bud. This one isn't. I mean, I want to say this is sitting around 20 something percent. Terpene profile very low. Tiger's Eye. And terpene profile very low. Again, not the company I smoke from normally. And I can tell the difference. Yes, my throat is a little rough. But I was smoking a lot yesterday. I was testing out a lot of different strains. And there are some delicious things out there. But nobody as delicious as gold flower. They are the most delicious. Their bud tastes the best. It smokes the best. I'm a fanboy for a reason. I'm a fanboy because they have won me over in a state where really people had gotten as good as they can get. These big corporations, it's hard for them to get any better. I mean, they can grow good weed, but they can't dry it right and they can't cure it right. And for some reason, somewhere in between them harvesting and them sending it out to the customer, a lot of these big companies screw it up. Gold flower, the reason I think they're not screwing it up is because they hand trim. That means they're leaving the crystals on the bud. A lot of these other dispensaries, they're going to run the bud through like a roller. That roller knocks off all the beautiful crystals, all the beautiful trichomes. And then they're usually hitting it with like black lighting, which burns off everything else. Gross. Now you got dry weed that they're selling. Gold flower doesn't do that. They hand trim it. They trim it by hand. They put it in. They're gentle. They put it in a lovely tray. You're not losing the trichomes. You're not losing the sticky icky. Flipping delicious. So really, whatever I'm smoking right now is just a smoke. Just so I have something to chit chat with you on the show with. Just so I have something to smoky tokey with you. But I do. I have some lovely batter by Gold Flower. We're going to try in a moment with my little Puffco Peak. And I'm going to be trying out somebody's live amber rosin. Look at that interesting color. That is interesting. So we're going to try out some live amber rosin. Also, you can see the different colors in rosin. This is also a rosin, but you see how light that is. Now, that can either be from the different strains that are being used, or maybe in the different extraction process. So, thank you for joining me here on the Smoke Session, on the Sunday Smoke Sesh. I'm such a mess. I'm such a mess. I'm always getting ashes everywhere. Of course, it seems like really good bud, like good sticky icky bud. This bud that I got was not great. It was really, really compact, really pressed in, dry, had to really work to break it apart. And maybe that's why it's burning so quickly and the ash is falling off so fast. But if it's a really good bud, you'll have a nice long ash because that bud is really sticking it together, and you'll have a good clean ash. So I test bud by aroma, by flavor, by smoke, by entourage, by so many different things. I'm waiting for the sativa side of this joint to kick in. It hasn't yet. I don't feel any entourage mentally. I'm a little disappointed. Actually, I'm a lot disappointed. But what do I expect? It's not Gold Flower. Only Gold Flower can get me high halfway through a joint. Halfway through a half gram, I'll get high. only gold flower do I really taste those beautiful flavors that you don't just get through the aroma, but you get through the bud when you're smoking it. And I know, again, I sound like such a fanboy, but you smoke good bud, you become a fanboy. You Something gets you high again, like you first got high as a kid. You're giggling again. You're laughing, and actually, that's going to lead us into one of the topics that I had to talk about tonight. So, when you first start smoking weed, you're giggly. When you first start smoking weed, you're light on your feet. You're dancy. You're jokey. You're talkative. You know, your mood is incredibly changed and lightened and directed via the kind of strain. I mean, even if you're smoking an indica and you first started smoking weed, even that indica, you're like, wow, this is amazing. It's so much. And the more you smoke and the older you get, you start looking at price and affordability, and you pay for what you get. And that's the truest thing. So we look for cheaper bud, more affordable bud. And then we start smoking it, and we tell ourselves it's okay. We tell ourselves it's getting us high. We tell ourselves, well, it's cheap. It's doing the trick. But unfortunately, it's not. Until you come across really good bud. And again, you pay for what you get. It's a decent price for decent bud, $30 an eighth, $25 an eighth, $50 an eighth. These are, $40 an eighth. These are prices for good bud. You've got the big competition, big cannabis companies selling their bud for these prices, but it's not good bud. And then you come across a company that's hand trimmed, organic, living soil. That right there, that combination, that incredible trifecta of organics, living soil, and hand trimming your bud means you're looking directly at your bud. You're seeing if you're having any issues or light bleaching or discolorations. You get to see up close what your bud looks like, what it feels like, what it smells like. And instead of taking it in big barrels and just running it down a conveyor belt by hand, you trim it, you look at it, you check it, you squeeze it. You're like, fuck yeah, that's great bud. A machine can't tell you that. Only a person can. I also, by the way, I want to let you know I'm smoking out of a French white. And I did that because I wanted to see the resin build up. I wanted to see how it's burning. And this is, I wouldn't even call them competition because they're not. I think a lot of people will sit there and say, oh, I love the company I buy bud from. I love this company or I love that company. And I'm like, that's great. That's great until you try gold flower. And then you get spoiled. You get spoiled and you'll go buy somebody else's weed. And then you're going to be like, shit, this is terrible. Why am I not smoking gold flower? That's the funny part. Because they're a little too far away, because they weren't delivering this late at night. There were so many things that got in the way. I should have left early morning to Ocala. I should have driven to Ocala first thing this morning and been like, I'm here. Load me up. The 1/8 I'm allowed today. 1/8. I'm glad I didn't drive all the way out there for 1/8, but it's worth it. It's still worth it to drive to Ocala, which is like an hour and a half away. Still worth it for 1/8. Just throwing that out there. Okay. So, hey, we're here. We're joyous. We're happy. And that right there, again, is the topic I was talking about. It's the nice effect of cannabinoids. Well, when you start smoking, when you were a kid, or even last year or last month or yesterday, if you just started smoking cannabis, you feel this euphoria. You feel this giddiness. You feel this sense of you're lightweight, you're funny, you're talkative, your emotions are just popping with the right frequency. That's the nice effect of cannabinoids. That right there it's THC, CBD, CBN, CBC, CBGA, THCV, all working in a synergistic effect together as a full plant medicine, getting into your endocannabinoid system and influencing your direct mood and your direct emotions. I let it go out. So, okay. And look, certain strains and variations of those strains can very much so affect your mood. I mean, certain strains in cannabinoid blends can affect relaxation, empathy, social openness, which in turn make us feel nicer, more patient, more understanding, a little more kind. Remember, you don't have to be nice to be kind. You don't have to be nice to be understanding and open. So, you can be a grouch and still be kind. You could be a grouch and still have enthusiasm for life. It's not just positivity, it's enthusiasm. Mm. So, knowing that these emotional changes because of cannabis are temporary. When cannabis makes you feel better, cannabis gives you a better mood, gives you a better outlook on your environment, on your life. I mean, look, everything's an adventure and everything is exactly how you see it. How you see something affects the world around you. How you see something affects not just everything around you, but how it reacts with you. If you are down, the whole world will be down around you. And you're going to bring other people down around you. If you are enthusiastic and excited and part of the moment, part of everything that you can, the color of the day, the smell, the vibe, the energy, the taste. So smoking cannabis creates a temporary positive or enthusiastic impact on our mindset. And I think, like me, a regular smoker, I have a long lasting emotional change because of cannabis. And what cannabis has given me the opportunity to look at myself and laugh at myself. It's given me an opportunity to reflect when I'm wrong. If I'm not smoking and I'm wrong about something, I will continue to be wrong about it. I will take my wrongness into a whole nother dimension. So I think cannabis, when I smoke, it then gives me the opportunity to reflect and say, huh, I mean, what's going on with me? Why am I acting this specific way? So cannabis gives me that opportunity to smoke, take a couple minutes for self-reflection, and to go back and approach that situation maybe differently, as opposed to not using cannabis or my temporary mood enhancer, and then I let my thoughts get away from me. I let my emotion get away from me. I let my attitude, my aggressiveness, my whatever it is, my machismo, I let it get away from me. And that changes the mood, changes the environment. And it rolls, it keeps going. It doesn't just go away until I smoke a joint and realize how wrong I am, or until I smoke a joint and realize that I'm an asshole and I need to apologize for my assholeness. And that I've looked back at my actions and I've reflected upon them. Now, does that make them better? No. Was I high at the time? Probably not. If I were, would I have been the same way? I don't think so. But what I think and others think may be two different things. Let me get a little sugar in my system here. And if you're going to drink some sugar, this is some good shit. No, it's bad. Don't drink soda. Fucking terrible for your body. I'm serious. Terrible for your digestive system. Terrible for your the sugars store into the fats of your body and then create more fats in your body. Diet soda is even worse. Don't you dare drink diet soda. You're not fucking losing weight by drinking diet. Do you know the chemicals in diet soda don't let the fats in your body release? Did you know the chemicals in diet soda retain bad fats in your body and circulate? Like, wow. Look, people who drink diet soda, for some reason, really can't get high. That's another crazy one, isn't it? If you drink diet soda and you're wondering, why am I not getting high? It's because of the chemical change to the fats of your body. That's why. And I'm only talking shit about diet soda right now because I'm drinking regular soda, which is really bad for me. They're both bad. I don't care which soda you're freaking drinking, they're both bad. It's not like it's going to get better. because it's diet. What am I drinking? You're drinking a diet, no sugar soda. What the fuck are you drinking then? What is that? Battery acid? There's no way there's anything good in something that's like no caffeine, no sugar, no. What else? Zero sugar, zero caffeine, zero this, zero that. I mean, just gross. I mean, you're drinking chemical water with bubbles. Okay. So you're joining me here tonight, Sunday Smoke Sesh. Let's eat some raw weed. You're joining me on the Sunday Smoke Sesh. We're chit-chatting about cannabinoids making us nicer. We're chit-chatting about starting the week with some enthusiasm, some energy. And we're also chit-chatting a little bit about the weekend and the festivities and what happened. You know what? I was a zombie. I was a very good-looking zombie. It was awesome. I was dripping blood, and I had a giant wound right here. I had a big wound right here. I had a huge wound through here. Another one, my face was eating away. I had 3 different colors of blood coming out of my mouth at one point. My mouth was yellow, and then black blood, and then red. The makeup artist kept running over and going, "Open your mouth." I'm like, "Okay," and put some drops in, and then runs away and swoosh it around. I'm like, "Okay," and it starts foaming, and it was so gross. I grossed myself out. I was scaring people that I almost threw up. Like somebody was like, "Oh my god!" No, we're getting close to Halloween, y'all. It's going to be Wednesday. It's going to be exciting. I would love to take my little daughter to haunted houses. Wow, brain just where do you want to go? I would love to take my daughter to haunted houses, but she's too young. I know she wants to. She's strong. She goes, "Daddy, I can do it." But no, it's a bad idea. I mean, I think it's a great idea now, but we're going to get there and it's going to be like, no, bad idea. I don't want anybody scaring my little baby. But so a haunted house and a haunted lounge and a consumption lounge. And as you left the Goldflower Consumption Lounge area, you then entered into an EDM dubstep Halloween party. And it was fire. I had my speakers going, my PA system. We had music just booming, rattling the place. And then right outside of our room, you had Little Stranger, you had DJ Don Shula. So there was music going on in multiple different places. So each party you would enter into a different vibe, a different energy. Even before getting inside the facility, outside, there were food trucks all over the place. There was a brewery even next door where you can get, small craft brewery. And then, so outside, there was a party already. You enter in, and you enter into the Glass Factory, which is a giant indoor warehouse with glass ceilings. Hence the name, the Glass Factory. Or maybe it was a glass factory at one point. I will have to look into these things. I don't have my glasses today. See, you're getting crazy eyes. It's bright. You're getting crazy eyes. Okay, so you walk in and you have all these vendors from all these different dispensaries. Also, you had like Dr. Dabber, Leafly. You had Weed Maps. You had a bunch of different people there. I mean, there were hundreds of different vendors, and that's the main hall. And then before you go outside, there was a little innocuous room off to the left, a gray door that says "Enter here," and then a Goldflower tent on the outside, or a little booth beckoning people in. You open the door and you go into this creepily, just a creepy room before, and then there's another door ahead of you. So as you get to that door, somebody gets you immediately. They scare the shit out of you, jumping like right out of the wall. So then you get to the door, they open that up, they direct you off to the left, and you go through, and you're thinking, oh, great, I'm going to get scared right here. But as you're going there, somebody, a cross-dressing zombie, uh, it was amazing, great makeup, came running from out of nowhere with a bullhorn. And people would start running. They're scared. And as they run through this little corridor, they'd come out from the end of the corridor. They get scared again. Now, they would enter into the lounge. Now they're into the lounge. See, I'm giving you the whole rundown. They came into the lounge. They'd enjoy the lounge. They'd watch a dinner party where zombies are eating pieces of flesh. And then as you leave, you'd enter the dubstep EDM Halloween party. That was what Goldflower brought to the party. It was amazing. That right there was a festival within a festival. You're absolutely right. Sensi should have been there. I don't know where you guys were. I didn't. This was Jacksonville. I've been talking about this like forever. Why wasn't Sensi there? Sensi should have joined Goldflower's efforts. And why? Why is Sensi not working hand in hand with Goldflower? Each promoting each other in this ever emerging market that's about to explode in days. No, not days. Next month. What day is it? In days. It's the 27th. So in a matter of a week or two, the whole industry could change here in Florida. And everybody's going to need everybody. So no invite. No invites. Well, I didn't send out any invites. I don't have any invites. If I did, I'd be inviting everybody. We're reaching out to the marketing team. Help us bridge the gap. Help you bridge the gap. I'll help you. We should put together a call, have Sensi and Goldflower talking together. You see what the Smoke Sesh does, people? Do you see what this is? This is working live. This is community coming together live, where we are talking about collaboration. We're talking about unity. We're talking about moving forward. I love that. So you made tea tonight, and now you're making tea with the orange bowl, and I want to hear your amazing idea. Tell me about your amazing idea. But before you do, how is your tea? Is your tea done? Have you made your tea? I'm sure by now you've got tea being made. I'm like, so I think, but no, this weekend's events were fire. And the amount of people that I saw all the competition, and they were great. It was good to see everybody. They saw me, they heard me. I think the entire event heard me. I was the loudest zombie that you would ever know. Oh, your tea is tasty. It's a good tea. You notice by the time you finish drinking that tea that you're lighter on your feet. Like today, look, my legs have hurt so bad. I've got to tell you. I got home last night and I got out of the truck and I'm walking like an old man, not like a regular old man, like I'm super old, like I'm like 120 years old and I'm having trouble moving. That's what happens when you get old. Your body starts to deteriorate and starts to break down just a little bit here and there. And the same things that you used to be able to do, you can still do them. It just takes you twice as long to recover. So, got home last night and I was just, and and I got into the house. I took a shower, like the longest shower I think I've ever taken in my life, to get all the makeup off, all the blood out of my hair, all the wounds. I mean, they took the makeup artist before I left the facility. They took off all the big pieces from me because they were thinking that I would scare the shit. And I did. I stopped for gas, and my bloody shirt. The shirt was gross. It looked like I crawled out of a grave. They did an amazing job. And I went to go get gas and I scared the shit out of a cop. And he did a double take, but he realizes we're this close to Halloween. No questions. I'm actually surprised he didn't say anything to me. I'm very surprised he said nothing to me. I would have said something. I looked like I just buried somebody. Holy shit, it was crazy. And I was moving pretty rough. So anyways, got home, took a long shower and went to go pass out. Laid down, passed out. got up this morning. I couldn't move. My body was just hurting, and it was more my legs, and not my calves. I've got pretty giant calves, and I got big legs, but it was in front of my calves, right here on my shins, and it hurt. The whole muscle there hurt so bad, and every step I took today was like torture. I'm better now. Well, I'm better now. I'm better with a little bit of excuse me. See, I drink soda and then I'm gassy. I mean, I'm sure everybody drinks soda and they're freaking gassy. Okay, I got to read this one. Wait, first, it's citrusy without the lemon, out of lemon. So, really, and I haven't made it with the orange bowl, so that is exciting. So, over here, she's making tea from orange bowl, using raw flour to make tea. And I promote that all the time. I think it's one of the most beautiful, delicious ways that you can use cannabis to help your stomach and help your body without the high. I mean, your body gets high, but your head, not so much, in a different way. So it's citrusy even without the lemon. That's huge. That's a big deal right there. That shows you the terpenes naturally within the cannabis are giving it that natural, gorgeous citrusy taste. And so, okay, so now you had this idea. Let's see this idea. Golden Girls Party, sponsored by Gold Flower. Golden Girls. Now I call the flowers Golden Girls. Like, oh, my old beautiful golden girls. Oh, you golden buds. Oh, you golden beauties. Okay, and they are. I mean, if you go to the farm and you do a tour of the farm with Troy, wow. I mean, if you have 1,000 questions, he has 1,000 answers. He's an old school grower. By the way, I don't know if you've noticed this. While smoking, the resin has helped coat my throat, where I'm not as hoarse as I once was, relaxing my vocal cords, relaxing me just a bit so that I'm not as, rough sounding. I mean, I still feel pretty rough, but my voice is actually sounding better now than it did at the beginning of the podcast, which I was pretty rough, and I think I was pretty out of it. Okay, Golden Girls Party, sponsored by Gold Flower and Sensi, at the local shuffleboard place, and everyone dresses up like a golden girl. Something that is Florida to the max. And everybody's got to have party in the front, or no, party in the back, business in the front. Billy Ray Cyrus's. I cannot remember what the haircut's called, but I can remember everything else about it. It's the Billy Ray Cyrus. Just poked myself. But we only got to have that haircut. Maybe we got to have like torn off shirts, but I do like the idea, and I'm definitely willing to expand upon that and see where we can bring, because they have the Florida games here in Florida. Mullets, thank you. So we're talking about a good mullet. Everybody needs to have a good mullet, and everybody needs to show up with their mullet wig. That's a Florida thing. Riding an alligator, playing golf. I like that one too. They have something here in Florida called the Florida Man Games. The Florida Man Olympics, or Florida Man Games. And I think recently that went on a couple months ago in St. Augustine. St. Augustine was holding the Florida Man Olympics, or the Florida Man Games. I heard this was amazing. I heard there was so much carnage and destruction, and that was just the individuals playing. You're going to be Blanche. Everybody wants to be Blanche. Everybody wants to be Blanche. If you're going to be a golden girl, you're going to be Blanche. I can see hundreds of golden girls showing up to play shuffleboard. I think shuffleboard should be the new pickleball. I mean, pickleball is a lot of work. Pickleball is a lot of running around and How about what is the game with the silver ball where you throw a silver ball and people scream, French people scream at each other a lot? And really, so your Aunt Jane is inspired by Blanche, or Blanche, Blanche was inspired by her. or she was inspired by whatever. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. And so, if you ever wanted to know what my mom looked like when she was alive, Bette Midler. Bette Midler in Hocus Pocus. My mom would be like, "Hey, what are you talking about?" I'm like, "No, my mom had big, amazing red hair, just the character." But she looked like Bette Midler. My mom would love to dress. She would have loved to have dressed as a Golden Girl. Should have been all over that shit. She would have been a Blanche. Yeah. So we are here getting high together. We are here having a little smoky toky on the highly motivated Smoke Sesh. And we're going to be talking, Shuttlecock. We're going to be talking about, Shuttlecock. We're going to be talking still about how cannabis is a tool for your emotional change. Look, before the show started, I don't think I was in the right enthusiastic frame of mind. I had just woken up. I was tired. I hadn't really slept all day. I hadn't slept. I was working. I was running errands, doing chores. Me and my daughter were spending time together because I hadn't the last few days. And I got home and I sat down and I passed out. And then I woke up 20 minutes before the show started. I'm just like, So cannabis enhances mood. It changes mood. It gives your mood the opportunity to come out without restriction, to come out without, like I say, let everything go and let your emotion happen as now. Let you happen as now, not controlled by the past or history or anything that might be weighing you down. Let it all go and just in the now. So cannabis helps do that for me. It takes that and puts it off to the side and says, hey, relax. Hey, you don't just cool it. Just cool it and smoke a joint and see how that works out for you. And sometimes that is the greatest thing because your mood has a chance to assimilate, has a chance to change. This is a live rosin. It's okay. Ceramic cart. I'm really big in the ceramic carts. You'll notice there's a white cart in there. That's not metal, that's ceramic. It's a much better way to smoke, not using metals or anything like that. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on the Orin, the Orin 5000 or the Orange, whatever this is, the Orin Plus. If you haven't ever heard about the Orin Plus, this is my Alexa replacement. So if you have an Alexa, I have something different. I have something better. How do I stop my vape from clogging? Or my Orin Plus. You see the Orin Plus? All right, so this is originally the Wolf Fung, which is a pretty cool device where this fills up and I can drink my cannabis. But it always makes me cough because it's a huge hit. I mean, look, when this thing fills up, that's a huge hit. It's enormous. Okay, but I can handle it better directly. Anyways, this is the Orin Plus. So this thing actually clogs my carts very easily. And the problem with carts, so what I'll do, if I'm using a pen and I'm hitting a cart and I have it on high, when I turn, when I stop hitting it and I exhale, I'll come back to the cart really quickly, giving it just a moment to cool down because the oils are hot. So they're oversaturating because if you take another hit right after that, maybe another hit right after that, you are oversaturating the wick of sorts inside your device. So I give it just a second and then give it a quick. And if I can hear that, it's good. And then I put it away. Or I'll hit it again later. I have carts on so many different devices. I'm just, do I have another one? I think I have another one somewhere. That would be funny. If I just looked, I'm like, oh, there it is. I don't like to smoke my carts very low. They get to a certain point and I'm done. Even when it's a ceramic cart, I really don't like to smoke them very low, only because of the product, flavor, burning. Okay, let me show you about the Orin Plus. So the reason I say this is my Alexa replacement, usually you're like, hey, Alexa, what movies are playing at a certain place? Or, hey, Alexa, how's the weather today? Things like that. I don't give a shit about things like that. I couldn't care less about the fucking weather. In here, my weather is amazing. I don't care about what movies you're playing. I'm going to watch them on TV. Why am I going to get in my car, sit in traffic, go sit in a smelly chair and eat bad popcorn? Actually, I might do that. That sounds very exciting. That sounds like an adventure. Okay. But instead, I don't say, hey, Alexa. I say, hey, Orin Plus. Or hey, O Plus. I think it's a blood type. I need a hit. Right away, sir. Now imagine this thing is sitting on the wall, and I say that, and it just starts, you know. Now, by the way, you'll notice I just hit it, okay? And that's a big hit. Look, I did a quick, do I still have makeup there? I keep looking. In the video, it looks different. I had full prosthetics on yesterday. Full makeup. I mean, you can still see there's, there's still a little bit there. And, there's still a little bit there. Maybe on my nose, maybe going down this way, there still might be something. Oh, maybe I can still see it there. Very cool. Anyways, so you saw what I just did. You can hear it. Okay. And it's cooled down enough. Now, if I do that and you can kind of hear the popping of liquid or like you're sucking something up, leave it alone. Let it cool. Let it cool down a little bit more. And then that way and then do that again. And then you'll have a nice, good passageway. Because all the time we start clogging our vapes. We will clog our vape and we won't clear it out. We won't know we're clogging it, but we're going to be hitting it and hitting it and hitting it and hitting it like, And then we're like, okay, great. And we put it down. We lay it down. And now by laying it down, what am I smoking? That is crazy. I don't know if you can hear. There's honking. There's sirens going all of a sudden. And just like that, it's gone. That's crazy. I mean, you'd think I could hear the sirens running to other places. That was a wild sound. And so, anyways, that just, here on the land, crazy things are always happening. So that was the, what was I talking about? Whatever I just tried out of this one, I really did not like. I'm trying different rosins right now. I'm doing like a test. Who's got the best rosin? And I can taste when there are chemicals in somebody's rosin. Like they've added some shit or they used it as part of the extraction. Ooh, that's a bad one. See, I can't wait to go back to Goldflower. Best stuff around. Okay. So before I was rudely interrupted by the weird honking and sirens, and it could have been a ghost, who knows? Talking about clogging our pens, right there. So right there, normally if I would have taken those hits, I would have put the pen down on its side, or maybe if I'm smart, I could put it into a device. And either way, the heat from that is going to keep sucking up all that liquid. And that liquid will sit there. And instead of you going back and look, now it's cooled down a little bit. See, I'm feeling it. Good clear passageway. It won't clog. And if you do that pretty much every time, you're not going to remember to do it every time. You'll barely remember to do it. It'll just be out of the boom, like, oh shit, I remember, or like do a little, sippy. And if you can remember it once in a blue moon, then that smells good. Excuse me. Then your chances of clogging are going to go down by at least 50%. This is Ghost Toast. I love Kit Kat. But they're not the same anymore. Kit Kat used to fucking taste amazing. Something about their chocolate was delicious. I mean, like, not regular chocolate. It wasn't like a Swiss chocolatier. It wasn't like this amazing type of chocolate you get. I mean, it wasn't. It isn't. It never was. But it was special. It was the affordable man's chocolate that was so different. They must have changed the recipe. They swear they haven't, but I know they have because they are offering all these new, like Breaking Bones and Ghost Toast and Witch's Brew. And if you're able to change up your chocolate recipe just like that at a whim, you're doing that to distract us because you changed the recipe of the original. But I still like the crunchy crunchy. So, okay, let's try some Ghost Toast while we're chit-chatting. Okay. Cinnamon, creamy. It's deceiving because it's like pink. And the colors come through right here. It's melting. All right, let's go. All right, Ghost Toast. We just tried it. My review is it's delicious. It's so delicious. I might have another. Tastes like cinnamon toast. That is good. Wow. The first one, like if you split your sticks in half and you eat one stick, that's really good. I mean, it wasn't like cinnamon toast at first. It was something different. It was creamy. You know, it was chocolatey, but not chocolatey. It was white chocolatey, but not white chocolate cinnamon toast. And it just wasn't until you eat the second one. And then it brought the flavor from the first one up. And I was like, whoa, it surprised me. Now they got more good cinnamon. The creaminess of white chocolate, cinnamon toast, crunch. But that is a delicious Kit Kat. Would I eat it all the time? No. It's not the original. It's not the thing. I like to have just chocolate sometimes. Cinnamon toast is great in the morning. Cinnamon toast is great in the afternoon if I don't want to make anything. But in my Kit Kat, in the small size, just to shake shit up a little bit, like if I have a variety of Kit Kats, boom, well, I did. That's what I got, variety. But yeah, very tasty. No, I mean, that's delicious. I found that yum, yum. Okay. And we're talking about clogging things. Now, before I use it, I'm making sure that it's, because this thing heats it up. So the Oran Plus, or the Wolf Fung, it tends to really heat up my carts. And so by doing it, because usually if you do a hit after a hit after a hit, it just heats it up a lot, which gives it the ability or the availability of clogging a lot more often. So let's just go 1, 2, boom. Because I checked it. Oh wait, you'll see. Let me just show you live. So right now, you see that? It's filling it. Now, if I let it keep, that's a lot. Okay. All right, stop. That's a lot. There's some funkiness going on in there. All right. Funkiness and all. It's like a witch's brew on Halloween, but isn't that neat the way this, kind of holds everything all together? I can see how you'd have to do that almost immediately. Not bad. I didn't do the whole thing. I did like half of it and blew the rest of it out. Why? Because if I hadn't done that, I would be coughing for the next 20 minutes straight, without any kind of reprieve. I just would have been just cough. So it was best. I only did as much as I can do. And know how much you do. Don't overdo your lungs. Don't overdo, what your body can handle. I mean, sometimes I do, but not to be like, oh, let me see how much I can pop my lungs. No, I just feel like I want to take a really big hit that day. So I can taste it on this one. Let me just making sure that stays clear. We're going to move on to something else. We're going to move on to the Puffco Proxy, because this, I think doing the rosin like that right now it changed my high, which I needed, but it got me really high. Like I'm just, at least for the moment. And that's how the smoke and the rosin are affecting me. So what's funny, I'm just going to mention it. If I know, fanboy time, but what is that? If I were smoking goldflower rosin, then I wouldn't be coughing. Total. If you've watched the show and you know me, and I smoke a lot, usually I'm using this, the Orange Plus, with a rosin cart from Goldflower. I never cough. I mean, I could do a double, triple, quadruple hit off of this thing. I could take it deep, 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 deep. I could do the oinka doinka, the badoinka, whatever. I don't even know what I just said. But in that, it wouldn't affect me in the way where it's forcibly, affecting my lungs in that way. So we're going to change direction here. Wow. See, live it happens, but when you're smoking something that is inferior, your body reacts. A lot of people are like, oh, you got to cough to get off, man. No, you don't. No. The coughing is rushing blood to your brain. The coughing itself is giving you a sort of a lift, a high, but it's a false high. It dissipates quickly. If you find yourself having some chest congestion and you need to move some things around, take your fingers, very powerful, and just tap. And this way, you are resetting things just a little bit. You're loosening up the lungs so that the lungs are not, overactive. Maybe you're just giving them a second to relax, but and the lungs are really here. So they're lower, but maybe it's your upper bronchial that's irritated by what you were smoking. So this is a great way just to be like, hey, and people are like, what do you fucking do? Stop beating yourself. Stop. What is that? But you see, I feel better. And I could take a full breath without coughing, but I felt like there was a cough back there. Okay. Let's get to something. Let's smoke something nice finally. I want to smoke some good shit. What am I going to smoke? I'm going to smoke some rosin in my Puffco. What am I going to smoke? I need the, I need I need a lighter so I can reach it. So I'm going to smoke the High Life, High Life, whatever. It's Jai Ali, but High Life. What? I can't. My brain is just not processing it right now. Batter from Goldflower. Ooh. Okay. I'll show you what I got left there. Not very much. But it shows you how much I'm using. I'm going to use my little tool that I use to pick up the batter. So what I do is I go in. My eyesight is terrible. Okay, I'm just going to grab A chunk. That's a big chunk. That's like, look, my scooper is ridiculous. That's a big dab right there. You see that? Isn't that delicious? That's batter. Mmm, that smells so good. I don't think I'm gonna get all of it in there. And I'm gonna smoke it over multiple sessions. So this is not just one hit. This right here is many hits. Look, when you're doing a dab in a rig is what they call the smoking device that you're putting the thingy in. You're doing it with high heat. That high heat is hitting a bowl where you drop this into the bowl and then it dissipates pretty much immediately. And then there's maybe a little bit left that they have to clean up. But that would be the remnants of it. That would be like the burnt, non-smokable part, whatever you just want to get rid of. And I'll show you that at the end after we smoke this. But that right there, look at that. Doesn't that look nice? Oh, that's Goldflower. That right there is an ideal brand from Goldflower Cannabis. Okay. Let me just shut up and put it in there. So I'm putting it inside. I cleaned earlier with an ear pick. It has fuzzy things on the end of it. I can't. It's the little things that I cannot remember. So perfect. Hey, Christopher, you're here. Welcome. Space Cabbage Dude. I like it, yo. The live smoke session is the best. I love it. This is what I'm always looking forward to. Anyways, dabbity wabbities. Here we go. But I don't do dabs, so I kind of just drop it. Ooh, that dropped right in. Look at that. I'll show you if I can, if it doesn't fall out. So that amount that we were just looking at together, I put that directly in the Puffco Proxy. And there's still a little bit left on my thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to just rub it right there. Just probably not the best place for it. And I'm going to clean it up later going, why did I do that? Because I just want to get it off. So, all right, nice and clean. I put it back in its leaning spot. See how simple that was? That right there is a concentrate. Not a big rig, not a big heating device. One device. You see that? And just close it. Boom. And, oh, where's the button? Here it is. The button, 1, 2. It just buzzed. When it buzzes again, that means it's ready. I'm not sponsored in any way by Puffco, but I love their devices. When you find good devices, good devices in the can, like when you find good weed, you will drive hours. When you find good weed, you become a fanboy. When you find good devices, it's the same thing. I love Puffco. All the devices that I've ever bought from them, everywhere from even pens to higher end devices like the Peak, the Pro, wow. You notice I'm not hitting it hard. I'm sipping it. Oh, that is gassy. That is cheesy. Oh my God, that is citrus. Powerful citrus. Wow. Wow, what a difference in really good cannabis. I couldn't take hits like that off of somebody else's rosin. But Goldflower, and that one dab, by the way, how many hits have I already taken? That one, oh, it just went out. Let me just clear it out. Wow. Like it just cleared me out from earlier. Very clean, very smooth. The cough was even different. The cough is cleaner. Like it just cleared out. That was really awesome. That was high-ali, citrusy, gassy, cheesy. That little bit of coughing I just did, it was like it fixed my issue from before, where I could feel constantly that I still had to cough. As soon as I started smoking this batter, wow, that is some delicious batter. So citrusy, so delicious. Oh, and gas. When I say like a cheesy gas, imagine like an old car smell and a super citrus bag of citrus. That's you're smoking and you're enjoying the aroma of that gassy and cheesiness. That right there, those terps, they do something for the body. You know, they do something for the mind. In that combination, I feel cooler. I feel back to Orin again. See, if I'm smoking bad shit, much cleaner cough. That was awesome. When you're smoking bad shit, it changes your mood. It changes your persona. So I think smoking better shit also helps my emotional state. Maybe because I enjoy it more. I know the flavors more. I'm really into them. Let me see. Let me see. My TV show in development is a combination of Doctor Who, CSI Miami, and Cheech and Chong, but with positive therapeutic THC CBD culture too. I like where you're going. Totally a bunch of stoners having fun. If you watch Family Guy, they mention Doctor Who and weed. If you know, you know. Oh, they mention it. These days, everybody just mentions it. It's more than a mention, which I love. I love that things have changed so much where we had to call it cabbage. We had to call it broccoli, but no more. I get shadow banned or controlled in social media a lot. And it's not something I actually talk about very often. I never really come out and say, they're doing me wrong and I'm not getting views. I mean, I don't give a shit. Watch me, don't watch me, talk about me, spread me. Share me, don't share me, whatever. Enjoy. Come to this to enjoy. Come to this as maybe your own personal secret of the industry. I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. For me, it's the friendships, it's the people, it's all of you coming and being a part of something so much bigger, and you don't realize how big it is. But that's the beauty of it all. That's how big it all is. That's what changes. It's an emotional change for a shift of a group through cannabis, sharing a joint or even being in the company of others that do, even when you don't yourself, have an emotional change. I'm now trying the Breaking Bones, by the way. All right. Now, TV show, I like it though. Orange citrus sounds so good. Yep, orange. It does. Every strain has its own beautiful pull, and there's always something about it that tells you, that's white chocolate. That's it. No. Sorry. I'm also trying Kit Kats. I have the originals. I have some Ghost Toast. So far, the winner. I mean, no. The original's the winner. But if they had the Witch's Brew, that's a delicious one. All right. But I see when I say Doctor Who, I really mean that when the show was super. Oh, yeah, no. You go back, late 70s, early 80s, Doctor Who, genius storytelling, genius screenplay. With the budget they were given, they did, I don't know. You go back and watch these things, and you're not looking for special effects. You're looking for it in the actors. You're looking for it in their abilities. And I'm a big Doctor Who fan, and I was not a big supporter of a lot of their choices, but still big fan of David Tennant. Just another genius Doctor Who. Really embodied his craziness. Anyways, like a Tom Baker and Peter Capaldi, and Matt Smith. I loved Matt Smith. Really enjoyed him. And let me see, Coleman, Karen Gillan, yeah, especially, yeah. There's a friendship group that nobody saw on Doctor Who. Like while they were traveling to other places, while they're going in this phone booth that transformed time and space and reality. inside there's these emotional poker games. There's these smoke sessions that I envisioned inside the Doctor Who thing that everybody come in, and that was where everybody would meet for the smoke sesh. And that smoke sesh, we would mentally travel all over the world. We would mentally travel into different places, and we'd show them, like, where are we now? I'm like, fuck if I know. Let's go look. And everybody's out there smoking and walking out of the phone booth looking, going, holy shit, it's bright. It is bright, isn't it? I know. Where are we? It's a field. What is the field? I don't know. I think something about cheese. I fucking love cheese. Do you love cheese? I love cheese. See how my brain's working? Boom, boom. Christopher, I like your idea already. I promise I won't take it. I'm just going to smoke on it. But that's right. You know, it's let me see. Matt Smith. That's right. Weed is legal in many states, and there is no longer shame about it. No, there isn't. Not like there used to be. The destigmatization, the destigmatization. I didn't know what I'm talking about. But yes, it's not what it used to be. But it's still huge. It's still there. I don't know even if federal. I think only federal decriminalizing it. Not just take it off the damn schedule entirely. Don't even fuck around with it. No scheduling, just decriminalize it. Get it off any fucking schedule, be done. Then I think healing can begin. Change can happen. Real research without the stigma of doctors that never really learned about the endocannabinoid system telling people about it. But I think David, he was good. No, David was great in his subtlety. See, I'm sorry, I'm going through the comments, and as I read, and I apologize. Should I overlay them? I should. How do I do that? There we go. So as I'm talking to you, we're on multiple channels. So I want everybody to know that tonight we're on Twitch, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Sometimes on Instagram, but I couldn't bring myself to it this evening. Actually, I forgot. On a Sunday smoke sesh, I'm supposed to include Instagram, but this evening I didn't. So I'll just repost it to them. Yeah, I like that. Do a little posties. So let me see. If I get to make my show, oh, thank you. I'll be invited. I appreciate that. That would be fun. I think that right there would show a different intergalactic smoke session. Bringing smoke sessions and the frequency and the vibe of those kind of people and personas interdimensionally. I think that would be a lot of fun, especially with the Dalek and with those weeping angels. Oh, they fucked me up. Listen, if any of you are Doctor Who fans, those weeping angels, so you look at them and they don't move, but if you turn, that's when they move. That was it for me. Look, I could deal with the Dalek. It's a fucking robot. We'll figure that out. Like, I could get a remote control. Stop it. But those weeping angels, that's serious stuff. And they never stop. And they're crazy angels, demons, entities. So yeah, very groovy stuff. But definitely, I think cannabis is an emotion that can affect large groups of people. Like, I don't know, I'm a festival, an event, like I was at yesterday, Dab Day. And no, we wouldn't have to steal his idea. You could do something entirely different. Maybe everybody crawls inside of a suitcase, or like Jumanji. Oh, that's crazy shit. Anyways, I think cannabis can be an energy in large groups. And I say that, of course, look, yesterday I was at Dab Day. Dab Day is a day that celebrates, concentrates, and celebrates large dabs and getting high as community. The vibe, there was no violence. All communities came together under one leaf. All people came together with joy and great emotional charge under one leaf. I saw people of not like, maybe, I don't want to say, like people that would be normally of like a gang affiliation. No, I saw people that are just some tough crowds, some people like bikers and tough bikers. Not like, I'm a biker. What kind? I like my Schwinn. I like to ride a Schwinn. No, like tough biker guys. Hey, Nick, welcome to the show. So I saw some really tough biker types and tough gang style types, and then some rough and rowdy crowd. Nobody was rough and rowdy. Nobody was even like that. Everybody was like hugging and community and come take a dab, come take a dab, come try this and come try that. And you're like, wow, it's a lot. And as a zombie, I was a zombie the other day. It was also a lot. I think I was the highest of zombies in history. I think I could take that title. The Unless there's a more stoned zombie. Is there a cannabis zombie? Because if not, I may have to take on the persona. So oh wait, let me see. Wait, we have Nick right over here. So you fell in love with the flavored Turn disposables from Goldflower. So Turn is one of their distillate lines. Delicious. They've been rocking it with their flavors and what they've been doing with their more public line of just beautiful strains and like Acapulco Gold but I know Turn has its own culling. There was like one that was called like Unicorn something. I can't remember the name of it, but it was the grandest of names. But there's some great flavors. Welcome, Nick. I'm glad you're here. Um, really glad you're here, Nick. Fantastic. And Christopher and everybody as well. That's the jazziest thing about this show. This is what it is. This is the opportunity for us all to get together and smoke together. I love that. So I was talking a moment ago how I think I'm monetized, or where they minimize me and they don't show me to all audiences. Now, do I understand? No, of course not. What's their problem? I don't want to be shown to a young audience. I don't need that. I don't want any of that. I don't want anybody under 21. If you're under 21 and you're watching me, then you shouldn't be watching me. That's it. Go watch something else. Ridiculous. Oh, gummy bear is your flavor. Ooh, okay. Okay. I bet that is fruity. I bet that is delicious. And the great thing is that the THC is coming from our cannabis plants, and they're not single spectrum. They are a broad spectrum cannabis product. That's where Turn is very interesting. It's not just, it is delicious. So yeah, very groovy. But yeah, I think cannabis definitely, uh, I think because I'm cannabis, because I speak cannabis and I smoke very freely on the show, I'm definitely minimized. So if you want to share me, great. If you want others to know about me, great. If you don't, keep me your secret. We'll smoke here together for as long as I can do this. And so that's great. Let me see. I remember in the regular vape world, they had something called Unicorn Vomit, which was like a combo of sherbet. Yes, yes. Wait. I remember this. And it was like a stinky sherbet because it was the vomit, but there was something about it that almost tasted really raw and wrong, but not. It was like what? It was like a tropical cherry, or and tropical cherry will have like this stink to it. And at first, when you're smoking, you're like, I don't want. I'm not smoking that. You put it down. You walk away, and you'll be like, I really like that. It did something for me. And you come back and you start smoking that again. Same with I think what you're talking about. Um, these are strains that are, and that's the stink. That's the cheese. That's the gas that I'm talking about right there. Sometimes it's so, oh, what is it? But you love it and you can't put it down. Okay. Unicorn Party. Yes. That's it. Oh, thank you. That was going to bother me. You're over here, Unicorn Vomit. I like Unicorn Party a lot better. But yes, that's exactly it. Unicorn Party. Wow, good. I'm glad that happened because my brain was just going to go, all right, I'm trying the regular Kit Kat now. Now it's the regular Kit Kat. Okay. There it smells like chocolate. Okay, pull that down. Not the same. It's not the same chocolate. It tastes like sugar. It tastes like sugar. It doesn't even taste like chocolate anymore. That's so disappointing, though. I mean, is it because it's a kid's candy and they're passing it out to children? Is that why? And then what they sell us in the store tastes different? Because it really doesn't. Kit Kat used to be such an original chocolate flavor. Now, like sugar and wax. Wait. Look, I love Kit Kat. I'm not loving this. This is different. And it's a regular Kit Kat. Look, I opened up the package. Okay. I'm eating it. It's like over sugar. And I don't taste the waxiness yet. That wasn't until the end. And it was like a film, like fake chocolate. An overpowering of cocoa just now. And sugar. And a film. A film. Is this that's disappointing. So far out of these, their new one, the Ghost Toast, tastes the best. And I can't eat too much of that because that's really sugary. Kit Kat was never overly sugarly. It was sugarly. It just wasn't a sugarly thing. No, Kit Kat was never overly sugar. Oh, I saw that, Nick. Oh, I'm looking at you're getting old. Kit Kat was the best. You better believe it. Kit Kat was overly delicious. I love Kit Kat. He's over. My taste buds are getting old. Oh, shit. Them's fighting for it. You know when McDonald's stopped making real McNuggets? Listen, I don't eat that shit. You don't eat McNuggets. Don't you dare do that to yourself. That's not chicken. That's got some weird fiber things going. Look at that under a microscope. That's all I'm saying. I done it. It was gross, and I will never eat there. I stopped eating at McDonald's like 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, no longer, maybe even 30 years ago. No, 25 years ago. Me and Ange stopped eating McDonald's and Burger King and any kind of fast food like that. Yes, I still eat fast foods occasionally. And then I pay for it afterwards because my stomach's like, no. And I'm like, why? It's like an opera going on in my stomach. But my taste buds are tired. Getting old. Oh my gosh. What? I start getting old. I taste sugar overly, like the old people like, it tastes like sugar and shit. And it's just not, I don't remember. Back in the day, we made chocolate by hand. We churned it all night until the cocoa bean was ready. Agreed, Nick. Even with vaping, if you do the same flavor too long, it becomes flavorless. Ooh, the flavor does go away if you do it too. Christopher, sharp. It's the truth, though. If you're vaping something too long, if you're smoking something for too long. I love Blue Dream. I love Pineapple Express. I love it, right? If I'm smoking it, it still tastes good. It still smokes good, but not as good as it could smell, or not as good as it could taste because I'm smoking it all the time. And if I change it up a little bit, then that, I go back and forth between a strain, then it reinvigorates me. But I'm seeing over here, Nick is like, no, not with Turn. Turn is interesting. Every hit is flavorful. Every hit is fruity. It's nice. I like rosin. I'm a rosin person. I love a single source pressed rosin. But it stays strong, huh? I tell you what, to the end. Nick, he came onto the show and he never tried Gold Flower. And if you're in the state of Florida, listen, go to the shop. You tell them Orin or Oregonji sent you. They're going to give you like 50% off. And a free pre-roll. A 1 grammer. I say, no, they are. Gold Flower, he'd never been, so I recommended he go. And it looks like he went and he's loving them. I love them. You become a fanboy. When you smoke good weed, Look, I'm smoked tonight. I'm trying other people's rosin. You see what it's doing to me. And the first chance I got, I went ahead and smoked gold flowers, and it was smooth. It was delicious. It got me super high, but not like super high, like, oh shit, that was quick. I'm high. What am I doing? No, smooth. And I'm at this great mood and energy level that is so different from when I started. I started and my energy was all over the place. My energy was sour. It was down. And I wasn't, I had no energy. I mean, the day had beaten me. The day before had beaten me. My voice was gone. My body was gone. Live during this show, I feel I have gone through a transformation with the aid of lots of sugar and more sugar. So I'm washing down the sugar with sugar. Isn't that like a? I shouldn't even be doing that. I know I don't have any coconut water. I don't drink regular water. That makes me ill. Unless, of course, it's ionized and alkaline. I alkaline ionized antioxidant water. That's the way to go. But if it's not that, I can't. I can't. My body doesn't. I can't. Terrible water. It's like terrible weed. My body cannot handle terrible weed. It can't handle terrible water. And that's an important rule. You are made of weed. I was going to say you're made of weed. You are made of weed. Not just weed, you are made of weed. So you better be smoking damn good weed. Because if you're not, your body's going to reject it. Your body's going to be like, shut the hell up. Get that bad weed away. So no, it's like that with water. If you're, look, don't drink out of plastics. Terrible. And if you read any articles right now about the forever chemicals, you will realize that it is terrible. And you should at least be drinking out of glass. And then clean it constantly so mold doesn't form. But the water you put in your body is so important. And it's good we're going to talk about that just for a second. And bad weed, the water you put in your body. If you're, we are 70% water. We are 70% water. So what you put in your body becomes you. I'm uh, I'm like 40% Dr. Pepper. I know. And then 20% espresso. I am 20% espresso and 40% Dr. Pepper. Shit. I need to drink some more coconut water and 10% coconut water. That's crazy if you think about it. I mean, if you think about what you're consuming and what you're putting into your body, I'm just throwing that out there. Wild stuff. No, I'm probably 20% coconut water, and 20% espresso, and 20% Dr. Pepper. Wow, that is a lot still of shit in my body. Okay, well, what did I miss? I missed something in the. Let me see. I got the lemon skunk from Cure Leaf, but it's not the same as the flowers. See, it's not, and they're flowers, but it's not. Don't get look, but no, they grow. Look, wait. I want to say something about Cure Leaf. They grow great shit. They don't know how to dry it. They don't know how to cure it. Sorry. So Cure Leaf, take a page from your fucking book and cure it better, and then sell it better. I don't know. It's like no good. Sorry, I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean. You guys are great people and you work hard and you do things. You do things, but you're not doing the right things. Not when it comes to drying, not when it comes to curing. I've seen what you do. You do good things and you have great moments. You just need to follow through. It costs money to make good weed in the people that are doing it. If you treat your people like gold and you create golden opportunities that are real for them, then the world changes for your company. If you are authentic and real, like I will use the example Goldflower. They treat their employees like gold. They pay them golden with appreciation and understanding. And if you don't treat your people right, your weed's going to be shit. That's the truth. Look, you want the truth out of Warren? I'll give you the truth. You big companies, all right, and you know who the hell you are. You have great people there. Appreciate them. You have great people growing your fucking weed that you know nothing about. You know everything about Budweiser or Nike or fucking clothing or cigarettes or selling timeshare. But you don't know weed. And you need to learn it. You need to become it. You need to go smoke a joint, many joints, and then you start to change. But smoke it with your people in knowledge and in friendship and in community. Be giving to your employees so much so that all they do is sing your praises. And if you're not doing something right, they voice it and they tell you, hey, let's try something different. And it's going to save us money. It's going to save us in quality, great quality. Listen to your people. They have knowledge beyond what you may ever understand about weed. Some people are coming out of school growing tulips. Well, you're maybe great at tulips, but weed ain't tulips, baby. Weed ain't tulips. And you might be able to grow good weed. Now you got to have the right people that are going to dry it and cure it and care for it and still talk to it along the way. You want your fluffers and your trimmers, the fluff, the plants, and to make sure there's life coming from underneath the leaves. There are steps that people skip because they think it's a factory plant that you could just grow and put out there. And it's not. You have to love your people. That's number one. This industry, more than any industry, you need to love your people. And if you're not loving them, what are you paying attention to? Where are you spending your money if it's not on your people? I use Goldflower as an example. They love their people. They bring all their employees to play in their haunted house and their haunted lounge and to enjoy Dab Day or any other events and to educate the community about organic, living soil, hand trimming, singing to your flower so that your flower is happy all the way to your bowl, all the way to your joint, all the way to your rosin. There's a joy there. And look, Nick went to go, Nick went to go try them. He's like, I smoke weed. I know weed. Get the fuck out of here. I know. He goes, he's like, holy shit. Look at him. He loves Turn. Turn is one of the brands they carry. It's insane, beautiful, delicious. And something that makes me happy that it's working for you. And that's what makes me happy, by the way. I see Chris over here. The cannabinoid system is human nature. It is. And it's beyond scientific. It's beyond amazing. THC molecules that can only be made in the lab, and the therapeutic qualities of cannabinoids an important frontier for cannabis research. Here's the problem. I want to really quickly mention this. He's saying that, certain cannabinoids only being able to be made in a lab. They've tried this with so many synthetic versions of these cannabinoids, and they can never replicate the exact cannabinoid. And if they do, it's temporary. The shelf life for a medical synthetically created cannabis is 4 months, 4 to 6 months. That's terrible because it's going to take longer than that, to get from pharmacies or to pharmaceuticals, for pharmacies to take that over. So, and I'll tell you what's the only thing in the world that can produce certain cannabinoids that cannot be produced just indoor. See, indoor grows are amazing with the combination of HPS lighting and LED and just wow. But the plants will be missing a certain cannabinoid that's only produced outside. That's only produced outside the actual sun. The actual sun must be involved with the plant for it to produce cannabinoids that cannot be replicated in a laboratory. They cannot be replicated synthetically. That's fire. That's amazing. But yeah, you got to treat people right. And you taste it in the weed. Nick, you taste it in the weed. They treat people right. But okay, authentic and real people that care and have empathy are the key to life. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. It's about reaching those people. By the way, I want to, Christopher, listen to this. You're on fire tonight. Listen, right there. Chris says, authentic and real people that care and have empathy are the key to life. 1,000%. 1,000%. But you have to awaken that. There, it's in so many people. As a mass of people, we change the world. At the Dab Day, you could feel the goodness and the kindness and the excellent emotion that thousands of people were sharing at the same time. That's magic. And if I had the opportunity to direct them for something good, it would have been done like that. And I think there were donations going on for certain like relief funds from the hurricane and this and that. But and I know the relief clinic was out there. One of the doctors, they were doing recommendations, live doctor recommendations during the Dab Day event. So a recreational event, but your medical provider was there. A doctor was there. But okay, authentic and real people that care and have empathy. Yes, that is a key. That's a big one. That's huge. That is the key to life. You have to awaken that in people. The box of life, the regular nature of life, the mundanity of it hides that. We get bored, we get tired, we just get blah. We become zombies. And we go to work, we drive there, we listen to our radio or our music, and it gets us there. It puts us in a mental mode so that we can block out everything. And then we get to our 9 to 5 and we work our job. Some of us incredibly unhappy and they just don't see life, and you get into this monotonous drum of life. And in that, you forget who you are sometimes. And you forget about your kindness and you forget about understanding because life takes over on you and you need to be awakened. You need a reinvigoration of enthusiasm for sunrises, for painting pictures on the sand before the waves take them away, for colors in the sky that you can never replicate, sounds of nature that just, it's better than any song if you actually listen. It's how they all sing together and they all work together, and the squawking of the crows and the weird bellowing screams of the crane. You could hear the birds chattering and the wind picks it up, and it's magic. Magic. So we need to be reminded that sometimes life is, you know, it's magic. And that gives us enthusiasm to live another day. And then for us to become better, to be better. I think the trick is there. We just need to realize we are the trick. We are the eye. We are the watcher. We are the ones. I met a gentleman, I forget his name right now, but it was as I was leaving. He had quite a few tattoos. And I was in full zombie makeup. So this was Dab Day yesterday. Nice guy, really cool cat. And as I'm leaving, he was like, look, I feel like you look. I was like, and at first I giggled and I stopped. I was like, no, 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 you should never feel that way. And we had a little chit chat for a moment. The magic of, and his night changed. He was having not the greatest of nights. But after we talked just for a couple of minutes, he was like, look, this is the deepest, thank you, whatever. I'm like, thank you. I thank you. Just the energy and the change of people. And he smiled. And it was, he saw the beauty of the night all of a sudden. I don't know. We just need kindness, and we need to realize that we have it inside of us. We don't have to fucking be nice. I'm not nice all the time, okay? I'm a little saucy sometimes. I'm a little spicy. I'm a little spicy and saucy. And in that, I'm like a meatball. I'm like a spicy and a saucy meatball with kindness I'm not nice necessarily, and I'm not necessarily positive. I'm enthusiastic about life. Dualistic Unity podcast. Got to check them out. They're interesting. Helped me realize that. It helped me realize that it wasn't my positivity, because it wasn't about positivity. It's not about being nice. It's not about being a pushover. It's about standing up for who you are. It's about being who you are, being strong, being more than who you are. I really think, like, I tell people, don't ever lessen your voice for anybody. Don't lessen your energy for anybody. Be the authentic you all the time. People are going to love you and people are going to hate you. And that's just how life is. You can't please everyone. Don't try. Be you. Start by pleasing you. You are the one living the life. You are the eye. You are the watcher. You are the world. And in a considerate way, just make sure you're happy. And that way you can make others happy without giving a shit if they're happy or not. Maybe they will be, maybe they won't be. But if you try to make them happy, they never will be. It's when you let go, shit happens. I think, and then I see Chris over here. Yeah, there's joy among the people in the weed community. That is love for sure. And it is, because they don't want anything. Everybody wants to smoke with you all the time. Everybody always wants to take a picture. Just who are you? Doesn't matter who I am. Hey, come on in. It's a different type of community, a different type of change in people. We're all the same under the leaf, and all our problems were left at the door. All of our issues were left at the door, and we came as our authentic selves to be community yesterday. That was what was great, and it took time for some people to see that. Some didn't really even feel it until they left, and then they're like, shit, they came back. I had a lot of return people coming to the haunted house, a lot, and a lot of people got scared. It was really a lot of fun scaring the shit out of people. Okay, I'm just gonna add more in there in a second. Let me see. Let me catch up here. Oh, I agree, Oren. The synth medicines do not have all the other mysterious components. Yeah, it's true. I'm just mentioning that there are cannabinoids that exist in theory that nature is not. Yes. Oh, no. Correct. Yes. This right here. Again, look at you. I'm posting you constantly here tonight. But that's true. There are other plants that contain cannabinoids. I'm drooling. That the cannabis plant doesn't have in large abundance, or it may have, or we have not isolated out the individual cannabinoid yet, but we have detected new cannabinoids in plants, and I'll have to post that. I'll have to find it. But I'm telling you, I saw it. But we have detected new cannabinoids in plants now, like 6 or 7 different solid plants that are not cannabis, and they don't have THC. How exciting is that? So, and you got to be careful influencing people under 21. Yeah, young people are impressionable. They are. I feel like this show, I'm already monetized or minimized or ghosted or whatever you want to call that social media does to me. And I know that they're doing it. But it's okay. It's okay. I understand. When I say that, when there's truth being spoken, when there is power in words, when you are your more authentic self, the structure gets the algorithm of life, whatever's going on that's structured in life gets scared of those that are no longer part of the structure. I don't give a fuck what you think. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not here for you to like me. I'm not here for you not to like me. Don't not like me. I don't care. I like you, and that's important. I like all of you. I like all of you, and my heart goes out to everybody. You're all amazing people, and so I don't do this show for anything other than the smoke sesh. Anything other than to change my mood and change my even to help change and reinvigorate my emotional sense. So my philosophy is the philosophy of you and the philosophy of life and the philosophy of giving and receiving, and that's energy. That's energy. You put out the right damn frequencies, you're getting it back. And the secret to life is so simple, but we overcomplicate everything. I love simplifying life. I love bringing it to its I don't know, to where it starts. You know, I love bringing it to, let's keep it simple, and maybe it makes more sense. That's how I look at it. And for me, kindness is simple. Understanding that people have a hard life, it's simple to understand. Simple, it's not complicated, it's not difficult, and it's not difficult to help people. Today, me and my daughter, we were walking quickly, running into Walmart. Guy comes on a bike, not that old of a dude, but looks like he's been pretty rough. He could be a grifter. He could have scammed me. But he's like, hey, I need a bite to eat. I'm super hungry. And he looked skinny. He looked pretty skinny. He goes, do you have anything you can give me? Anything. My daughter looks at me, and I was like, you know, I do. I go, I have 5. That's all I have. We're in a cashless society now. And I go, this is what I had. He goes, no, that'll help. And I'm like, I hope it does. And as we were walking away, my daughter, 6-year-old, looks at me. She goes, Daddy, do you think he's going to use that to buy drugs or alcohol? And I was like, oh my God, that was from the mouth of a 6-year-old. And such a gentle child, an innocent child. And she looked at me and just, right, because as he drew away, she looked at him first. Well, first she looked at him, she watched him, approached somebody else that ignored him. And she was, do you think he's going to buy these? I'm like, it's not up to me what he does with it. He said that I have something to spare, and he needed help. So give him what you have to spare. If you can spare it, give it. I mean, what do you give a shit? It's only money. It's only paper. It doesn't fucking mean anything. And she looked at him again, and she looked back, and she's like, okay. I mean, it's not our concern what he does with it. It's what he does with it. But it's so wild that the emotion out of that child, that she reads him, and she's asking me what he's going to do with that money. That was today. That was probably the deepest fucking thing that hit me. That was so emotional. Look, I almost want to cry. I want to cry for our society that we can't fucking smoke a joint together and end hunger. We can't smoke a joint together and get people that are homeless and families off streets and give them a roof. What are we doing that's so fucking important that we can't go help someone? Sorry, not sorry. We're so fucking important watching our sitcoms and eating our TV dinners, driving our fancy fucking Daihatsu, my Tundra that's falling apart. But I love it. Some people don't have that. Do you know how lucky you are? What hurts me are those that can't feed themselves. They can't find shelter. And we can't help as a community. I know, we can't control where money goes. You can't think like that. You could just create positive, enthusiastic influences to go in the right direction. You could create guidance. It's only money. That's it. Yeah, I don't have any money to give, but I have time. I have effort. Sorry, I don't know, it hurts. It hurts when my daughter turns to me and asks me, I don't know where she even picked that up, but she read it from him. And as we're walking away and going into the Walmart, she's looking at me and she's watching him and watching where he's going. But you could see she's putting her heart out to him. And as we walked in, she's like, Daddy, here, take this. I'm like, what? She goes, that's my heart. I don't care if you see me cry. I don't care what you think of me. I'm beyond that. And that's why the box doesn't fit around me anymore. If the emotion's going to come out, it's going to come out. If I'm going to laugh, I'm going to laugh. I'm going to cry, I'm going to cry. That's the real life. That's what we hide. That's what we forget. Cannabis. Yeah. Or you're always talking about cannabis. But it helps me see those emotions. It helps me be authentic again because it takes the weight off my chest. All the things that we carry in life, all of it, it's heavy. It's like books when we used to go to school and then our backpack was also full of books. And why couldn't we put it in the locker? Because we want to carry it. All of it. We do that every day in our lives. We carry it all. So stop for a moment, take it, put it on the imaginary table, take that backpack, put it over there. Oh, yeah? Easier, isn't it? Sorry. Let me catch up on some of the comments here. Social media, especially Flickr, Ticker, YouTube, minimize my voice. And yep, it's one of the things that irks me, but others love me. Be yourself. Yeah, be yourself. It's all about being you. I didn't know who I was for so many years. I didn't know. And being in media, being in promotion and hosting and being a DJ for so many years, I was hiding behind a mask and I was creating a career for somebody who didn't exist. I wasn't famous. Nobody knew who the hell I was, but I was still creating a career for somebody that wasn't there. I don't think I've ever created anything until I started realizing that I had to let go of some things so that I could just be me here on the show and just talk to you and not fear what people might think about me. I'm not asking for donations. I'm not asking for money. I don't want anything from you but your kindness towards others, your kindness to the world, your understanding, your quickly walk a mile in their shoes. Our gift back to humanity is us. Our gift back to people is us. Nobody is going, you can't wait for somebody to change the world. It's your world too. Your reality, your universe, your manifestation. It's yours. Create it kinder, more giving, more understanding. Don't just be nice and give shit away. No. Do it with heart. Do it with kindness. Do it with understanding. There was a guy, obviously not a very nice guy, but a guy in a boat here in Florida that had missing part of his leg. And I think they ended up giving him a ton of money. That's not what it's about. He just needed help. He just needed understanding and he just needed emotion. But then you find out what kind of person this guy is, and I find out maybe he's not. Who knows? We don't know what's going on with him. But it wasn't about knowing who he was. It was just a guy who needed help. And social media blew it out of proportion. But yes, definitely social medias have minimized me because I'm not in their box. I talk about cannabis. I don't say cabbage. I don't say broccoli. I'm not smoking broccoli or cabbage. I'm smoking some gold flower. I'm not smoking some boofy ass shit. I'm smoking gold flower. So that's not cabbage. It's not cauliflower. It's not broccoli. Maybe all those other providers out there, you can call your stuff that because that's what it is. Because that's how it's grown. Ooh, that's like a deep, long-lasting burn. So if you're any one of these big cannabis producers that are growing fields of crap or fields and fields of the same stuff, it's like spinach, it's like cabbage, it's like broccoli, it's like cauliflower. That's what you're producing in large amounts, just smokable, let's say. So that's why you have to call it that on social media, because it is that. Okay, I'm done saying that. Apologize, not apologize, whatever. Okay. I'm the same way with helping people out with a little money. I worked in Camden, New Jersey. There were people looking for handouts, and there are always people looking out for handouts. You can work, you can struggle. I understand, get there. But when you have children, that kills me. When you have kids that need to eat or kids that are on the side of the road, I can't think straight. I give you whatever I have in my pocket. And I know that's a tactic, but still, those kids need to eat. And I can't walk away knowing they're going to be hungry. I would never do it to my own children. I'd never want it or ever see it for any other. Uh, there was this really nice guy, Abraham, who would literally buy milk and cereal, and he would come and talk with me because I would listen with empathy. You know, you never know who we're talking to, and you never know the souls that are out there, and they just need to listen and they need to talk. They need to be able to open up emotionally when the world is cold towards you and rough and beating you down. Sometimes somebody listening is the world opening up in such a beautiful way. We're all here looking for money. It's a universal need for shelter, food security. It's normal to try and earn money to help ourselves and also others if we can. Yes and no. If we stop trying to make it all about money, when we stop trying to make it all about career and climbing some kind of a ladder and having all this bullshit that you see on the tiki-taki or the insta-cha-chas, they're lying to you about life. That's not life. That's the once in a blue moon things happening for people, or that's some people living an obscene life and making you eat with envy. When instead, you should be happy for them and let them celebrate their life. And you celebrate yours differently. It's not all about Lamborghinis and Ferraris. Those fucking vehicles are terrible, awful. Oh, the worst ride I've ever been in. So uncomfortable. So, um, the grass is not always greener on the other side. I guess that would be the way to say it. And yes, TV and commercial and social media tells us that that's what we want. That's what we need. But when we stop looking at those needs and those wants, and we start putting our emotion and our life and our belief into it, then I believe I never can let somebody go hungry. I believe I never can let children go without a roof over their head. And I have lent my land numerous times now uh, for shelter and for need for people who have needed it. Um, People that I've met, friends that I've met that need help, I've been there immediately. And it hasn't always worked out great, but at least I've given them the opportunity to try to get back on their feet and the opportunity to have something safe and warm and free. You know, I don't offer the greatest things. I offer what I have. I have a couple of acres and I have a nice spot for a little RV if you need it. So that's just, it's the little thing that I can give. And I don't, I don't know. I think, yes, we all want money. We all want more and more and more, but we don't. We want and we need. I mean, what do we actually want? Who's telling us we want this? Jake Paul and his, oh, look at my mansion and I'm a fucking idiot and I don't know anything, but I'm getting all this money. But I'm not a doctor, but I'll talk like one and I'm not, I've bought my way into fighting, but now he's a decent fighter. No, I don't know. He's gotten better. I don't know. I don't want to talk shit. I'm not a shit talker. Um, I don't know. It's the fakeness that's thrown to us, and we believe it. We look at it. We're going down the wrong path of what we think that's life. All of a sudden, all of that we see on the tiki-taki and the insta-chachers and the facey bookies of like once in a while people posting, oh my God, I went on this vacation. You're like, shit, look at them going on this vacation. I need to go on this vacation, but I can't afford a vacation. Now that's a new stress on you. Now that's a new want. I want a vacation and I want a new car and I want to upgrade this and upgrade that. And now all those wants become needs. I need it. I need it. I need it. Do you? Do you really need it all of a sudden? Because you see it every time I go down to Miami. Look, I'm in Miami at least once a month. At least once a month. I'm going down to Miami right now. And so when I go down to Miami, as I'm driving that way, I see amazing cars. Like amazing cars. Um, wow. Like the Cybertruck is a fucking dumpster fire. I'm sorry. If you've got a Cybertruck, I feel for you. That looks interesting from the outside. Now, I heard on the inside, beautiful, comfortable, holy shit, fantastic, great. But the outside of it, wrap it. Do something. Wrap it so it doesn't look like, one of those dumpsters on wheels. Because when you get behind it, you're like, oh shit, it does look like that. Okay. Same like the side view. The side view is really the killer. I'm sorry. But you see Lamborghinis, you see SUVs of all types, Lambos and Ferraris. And those are interesting SUVs. The Jaguar, love it. But I don't see those vehicles up here in North Florida. Only when I travel to Miami. You see Porsches and Audis and whoo, wow. You see some beautiful things car-wise because these cars are works of art. Works of art. They would never handle the stresses that I do on a daily basis to a vehicle. They would never handle it. But you look at these and they're gorgeous pieces of machinery and they fly by on the freeway and you're like, wow, oh, I felt that. Yeah, I want it. I need it. I don't ever think about it here in North Florida. I don't give a shit about these damn expensive ass cars. You keep your damn expensive ass oil changes and blah, blah, blahs and services and just crazy amounts of money there. So it's not just buying the car, it's constantly maintaining it. And then you can't drive and put mileage on it because it depreciates it. And the cars usually can't handle it over the long period of time. But, so I don't want it or need it until I drive to Miami. And then you see all the cars. And then I start thinking, you know what I need? I need a better truck. But I don't. I just need a better transmission. But I don't. I have no need and I have no want. And all those things I see are just things that you see and they're playing tricks on you because you don't need them. You may want in the back of your mind to own it for a moment, like to drive it, but not have to deal with all the bullshit. You just want to drive it. In the back of your mind, you feel and believe that you just want to drive it just for a little while, not deal with all the other crap. So, but in the long run, it's not something we need. But I only get like that when I go to Miami. It's just, I think the vibe and the vehicles, it's only with vehicles. Once I'm there, that congestion kills me. The amount of people in a small place kills me. I don't care what kind of vehicle you have. You're not able to drive more than, 10 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour. And then the traffic is stop and go, stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. So you have a beautiful Porsche or a beautiful Audi. Who gives a shit? You're not going anywhere. You are getting as far as I do in my shitty Tundra. My beat up, running beast Tundra will get as fast as your beautiful Audi or Porsche or Ferrari or Lamborghini in Miami traffic. And then once traffic opens up, they're gone. I was like, holy shit, where'd it go? It had an opening. And it was like, bye. I think it flew. Okay. I see I've gone over my 2-hour mark. That's when I know I'm talky. Let me quickly heat this one up and go boom, boom. All right. While we were chit-chatting, I reloaded it. And but let me see what we got over here. Human beings have emotions, man. It's great to understand that. Be a part of a spiritual being, the cosmos. Let me see. Love your philosophy. Thank you. Vulnerability well, I appreciate you. Thank you. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that. Most important things are community and friends. Money has a good and bad side. It does. And it doesn't really mean anything. Money can help. And it doesn't buy happiness, but it buys help. It buys understanding sometimes. It buys time, which there is no time. There's no past, no future. But in that, it buys understanding, or maybe the understanding of time. I don't know. Money's really nothing. It's something created by us, much like time, as a form of control. I think barter would have been really the biggest thing. Hello, see, ramblies right now. This is the high ali or high ali or high or I gold flower rosin batter, live rosin batter, beautiful. Hey, Christopher, I'm glad that you got to be part of the show today. I'm super happy you were part of it. And you're right. The right now is what matters. Hey, thank you for being here, by the way. And everybody, thank you for being here. And in that, again, you'll find me next time on Wednesday is the next session. So smoke session, Wednesday, 8 o'clock. You'll find me right here smoking some good gold flower. Here on the good, highly motivated, highly enthusiastic, high happenings of highly motivated smoke session. Smoking gold flower bladder. You're all amazing. You're all fantastic. You are all the strength that you seek. So be strong. Be amazing. Stand up and speak the good words. Bring the good fight. Bring the kindness. Bring the love. Bring the energy. Bring it all. It's all you. All right. Arrivederci. Do svidania. Wiedersehen. Have an amazing week. Remember, Sunday is the beginning. Sunday is when it starts. Right now. This is the beginning of your week, not Monday. If we go into it as a Monday, that's like our beginning, really? Mentally, you're like, oh, Monday. Why? Because you put pressure on a Monday. It's like you don't, here, quickly, like New Year's comes up and people want to quit smoking. Well, you don't quit smoking on New Year's because that's a lot of pressure. Instead, you quit smoking after, like a week after. Because if you're a drinker and a smoker, you can't quit before New Year's because come New Year's, you drink and you're like, I want a cigarette. So you've already screwed that up. Excuse me. So the best thing is to quit after your detox, after your New Year's. So that way there's no pressure. No pressure. Later on, Chris, have a great night. Nick, have a good night. That way there's no pressure. I don't know, I'm rambling off into something else. Y'all, be amazing. Thank you for coming and thank you for joining. And thank you for being highly motivated.